Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea Time with Meg. I'm so happy you're here. Whether you're curled up on the couch, driving to work, folding laundry, taking a walk, or maybe even getting ready for school, thank you for spending a little part of your day with me. And I don't want to say getting ready for school. School hasn't started yet for anyone, unless you're taking summer classes in college, which if you are, great job and I'm proud of you. Anyway, as always, grab your favorite cup of tea or coffee, hot chocolate, or whatever brings you a little comfort, and let's settle in. Today's episode is inspired by something that happens every year around this time. The return of backpacks, school buses, fresh notebooks, and the unmistakable feeling that something new is about to begin. Even if you're past your school days or long past them, I think there's something about late August and early September that makes life feel like it's hitting a reset button. For me, it's always like a second New Year's. So today, let's talk about school memories, fresh starts, and why I think this season is one of the best times to begin something new. Do you remember the night before the first day of school? Your backpack is packed, your clothes were laid out, or not, depending on the kind of person you were. Mine definitely were not, unless my mom did it. And then they were definitely laid out. But I fought her pretty hard on that. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, there was always something magical about that first morning. Everything felt possible. You hadn't missed any homework yet. Your notebooks were completely blank. Your pencils were perfectly sharpened. It felt like a brand new chapter. I don't know about you, but I loved picking out school supplies. And to this day, I still love school supplies, office supplies. I am a connoisseur of all things office school supplies. And even though I'm not in school anymore, I still love to learn. So I fill notebooks upon notebooks of information and learning because that's just who I am. But I digress on that subject. New folders, fresh notebooks, pens that somehow disappeared halfway through the year. And maybe the best part, walking into the store and seeing all the school supplies lined up. It still gives me a tingle inside of my brain. There is just something exciting about it. Even now I find myself wandering through the school supply aisle thinking, I definitely need another notebook. But do I? Probably not. But will I buy one anyway? Maybe. Maybe not. Probably will. There are definitely things I don't miss about school. Homework, pop quizzes, group projects where one person somehow did all the work. Or if you had a really good group, which most of the time I did, we were able to accomplish it all together and not just one person. But I'm sure we've all had that group project where we did all the work ourselves. But there are plenty of things I do miss. Book fairs, those giant shelves full of books felt like treasures. Walking through the library, the excitement of finding a new favorite story, seeing your friends after summer break. There's nothing like seeing them in person versus, chatting through gaming, especially nowadays. And back then, when I graduated and before, we saw each other when we got to hang out at different clubs or summer activities, or when parents got together or we got together. But there's nothing more satisfying than seeing them at school and starting something new. The smell of brand new textbooks, art class, field trips, spirit week, even decorating your locker. Those little moments became memories before we realized they would. It's funny how they work like that. The things that seemed ordinary back then become the things we remember years later. I've always thought September has a different kind of energy. January gets all the attention for resolutions, but honestly, September feels more motivating to me. Maybe it's because we've spent our whole lives connecting the season with learning and growing. It's almost like our brains remember, this is when new things begin. And here's the thing. You don't have to be in school to have a fresh start. Maybe your fresh start is reading more books, learning astronomy, trying photography, starting a journal, taking better care of yourself, learning to cook, beginning a new hobby, Nothing better than starting a new hobby and actually finding one that you really enjoy. Finally organizing that room you've been avoiding, or simply deciding that this season is going to be you're going to be a little kinder to yourself. Fresh starts don't have to be dramatic. Sometimes they're wonderfully ordinary. If someone handed me a class schedule today and said, you can take any classes you want, no grades, no tests, just learning, I think I'd have a hard time choosing. I would definitely sign up for astronomy, because I love astronomy. Creative writing, film studies, maybe even robotics, history, psychology, and if they had it, probably a class about castles, because why not? Who doesn't love an amazing castle? And probably some other class that I would decide on later. Learning is one of those things that's easy to lose sight of after school. But I think curiosity keeps life interesting. There's always something new to discover. And honestly, that's kind of exciting. Just recently, I started doing a research project just for myself. Yes, I'm a nerd, we'll admit it now. About different parts of robotics, which I know nothing about. I know just very basic things about robots, but I'm taking that time to learn for myself. I'm proud of myself for that. I'm taking the initiative to do this on my own because I have an idea, and I want to see if I could put that idea down on paper and maybe submit it to NASA one day. I think that no matter who you are, find that challenge and do it. Speaking of challenges, I have a challenge for you all this week. Pretend you're starting a brand new school year. Not literally, but imagine life handed you a blank notebook. What would you write on the first page? What's one thing you've always wanted to learn? What's one habit you'd like to build? What's one adventure you've been putting off? Maybe this is your season to begin. You don't need permission. You don't need January 1st. You don't need everything figured out. You just need page 1. Which, to me, is important. I think that no matter who you are, finding that challenge in life and trying, and that's the most important part, is trying. Try to challenge yourself to do something like a research project, or challenge yourself to read more than 5 books this year, or challenge yourself to maybe take a certification course or a free course, or whatever your budget can handle, obviously. Now, I know sometimes I wish I could go back and redo high school all over, because I think I would have been a stellar student if I would have actually put my mind to it and listened to my parents and my teachers like I should have years and years ago. But I didn't. Now, did I learn from those lessons later on in life when I went to college? Absolutely. And you know what? I graduated with honors for one of the hardest graphic design school courses out there. I'm proud of myself for that because I finally heeded those warnings and those notices from my teachers and my parents and those around me. So thank you to those teachers and my parents and everybody who supported me for guiding me to the path that I knew I could handle and knew I could do. I did it too late, but I did it. So thank you. Now, when it comes to a school year or to this time of year, think about all those memories that you gathered through everything. Through school, through friends, through your teachers, through your family, friends. And remember that the knowledge that you've gained throughout your life since then, and even during those times, pass those on to others. Make them your own, or quote directly from whoever told you. But know that growing up, you've gained more and more knowledge. You've become more wise. And thankfully, we had those busy school years where we did learn so much. And apply that to the rest of your life. pass that knowledge on to your kids, your nephews, your nieces, anybody that you want to instill that knowledge on. Just do it. And that's important. And the important part is you believing in yourself and believing in those around you. That's okay. Do what you need to do. As we wrap up today's episode, and I know the episodes are short, but I hope the conversation reminded you that it's never too late for a fresh start. Whether you're actually heading back to school, helping someone else get ready, or simply enjoying the beginning of a new season, I hope you find something to look forward to. Life gives us new chapters more often than we realize. Sometimes they arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive with backpacks, crisp mornings, and the smell of fresh notebooks. Either way, they're worth embracing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite school memory? And if you could take any class today just for fun, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be for fun either. If you're doing something that you love and you're going to do a career change or you're just starting out fresh, tell me. You can let me know on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, X. I have them all. Make sure you go check them out on the website as well and send me a message. I always love hearing your stories and your ideas. Before we end, I have a quick announcement. There will be an episode next week, but it will be coming pre-scheduled to YouTube, just like every other week, except for it will already be recorded and I'm just going to have to upload it. I am going on vacation to Colorado to see some really good friends and have just a quick break because it's very needed. So I appreciate your support and I hope you enjoy this week's and next week's episodes, and I will talk to you all soon. Until next time, keep the kettle warm and your heart cozy. Have a great day. Bye.